what were your thoughts on what happened in this past episode? Like, this past episode was pretty damn crazy, especially what happened at the end.
Yeah, the end was, I think, just kind of like subverting expectations a bit. But at the same, I mean, I don't know. It's like it's kind of a forced drama in my opinion. I mean, it's good. The scene itself is good, but like that dragon stomp killed a lot of people. It killed a lot of people for no reason, just for Rennis to like show off. Dude, look at me! I have a dragon. So I don't know. It's I get what she's trying to do, but that's a lot of innocent people she killed.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, so she stomped a lot of people. That dragon stomp, or not stomp, it came from below.
Boom.
Yeah, and like I would have thought that someone like Rennis could have seen the bigger picture. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a deviation from the books already at that point. That scene alone, it's like she could have ended the war right then and there. It was right in front of her. She could have been like Dracarys or whatever. No, I think her dragon's name is Meraxes, based on a YouTube video. It's Meraxes. So she could have just
Melees. It's Melees.
Oh, Melees. Okay. So yeah. So she could have breathed fire to the high towers, and that's it. The end. Rhaenyra wins, but yeah, she chooses not to, and then a lot of people are gonna suffer along the way. What I think, in her defense, it's just because she wanted to spare Viserys' children, out of respect for her brother. But I mean, yeah, looking at the greater picture, a lot of people are gonna die now because of what happened. And you can, this picture, Aegon, you can already see from the crowd cheering on him. He's gonna use his position. Is gonna get over his head. He's gonna do a lot of things, especially to women for sure, especially to
children.
Yeah, he's gonna the pit is yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The Mysaria, aka the White Worm, she wants to put a stop to the children fighting, which I don't know if Otto can do it, because it's for now it seems like Aegon is someone they can control, but I think there's kind of foreshadowing that Otto and Alicent will not be able to. I think there's some
I don't
hints.
think so.
Yeah, he's gonna go crazy. He's gonna take advantage of his status.
It's sort of like what's it called again? When Joffrey became king, like Cersei wasn't able to stop him too much. Like the only person that was able to check Joffrey was Tywin, right? But Cersei wasn't able to do anything. It's sort of like, Baelor, bring me his head, and then you can see Cersei's like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't do that, and then they just kill Ned right there. Is because the power went to his head, right? And I think, with the original, like the opening, and then you see throughout the episode, where you say Aegon was like, oh, I don't want to be king. I don't want to be king. Like, stop. I don't. And then I think like when he was given the dagger, and then he's like, oh, fuck. And then he hears the people cheering for him. Yes. And it's sort of like, oh, they want, okay. Yeah, people like me. All right, cool. And then I have a feeling he's going to be some kind of like, he's going to be pretty demented. I'm not sure. But for me, I was like, you had that moment where Aemond was like, I could kill you right now and take your spot. Right. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. Aegon looks like an albino, Gerald Way. Oh, you mean, Gerald from, Witcher? But it's I thought it was pretty interesting, right? You sort of see like what Aegon's been doing, like he's not actually at the whorehouse. He's actually having his bastard children like fight each other to the death in the pits, and the fact that you don't see any Daemon, any Rhaenyra in this episode. All you see is the family and the aftermath, right? And the fact that you have like Otto and a bunch of people at the Green are already saying the king's dead. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. It's like, and you could tell like Alicent was completely blindsided. He's like, wait, what the fuck? You guys been doing this all behind my back? Oh, Geralt Way is from My Chemical Romance? Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't familiar either.
Yeah, but so they're already planning all of this like thing like behind her back. Like they already knew that once the king dies, things are going to change, and especially with the miscommunication with what's it called again, Viserys saying
Sarah's
that,
and
oh
Allison.
yeah, with
Yeah,
Aegon's going to take the throne, he's going to be able to unite the kingdom, blah blah blah, White Walker shit, and the fact that the only person who actually knows about the White Walker and Aegon becoming the prince, the prince that who was promised to take the throne, the only person who knows is Rhaenyra, right? And because that news is passed down from king to whoever's next in line,
yeah,
right? So he doesn't know the story. Alicent knows the story, but in different contexts. So this is definitely going to be very different. Rhaenyra is definitely going to be like, he doesn't know the fucking story, and yeah, like for me, I thought that, what's it called again? Rhaenys was actually gonna blow them all away. I thought she, when she pops up, and then she's gonna be like Dracarys, right? But I think what she did was sort of like, I could kill you right now.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I could kill you, but I'm not going to. And maybe she just wants to sort of. I have a couple. I have a couple of theories. I think that she wants to remain sort of like neutral, right? I'm not going to kill you guys, but I'm not going to stop you guys from a war. So maybe it, because ultimately I feel like if I was Rainey's and my daughter is dead and all I have are my grandkids and I lost a claim through Driftmark, right? Like I don't have it. I'm not ever going to be queen. Um if I don't side with Rhaenyra, my granddaughters will not get Driftmark, and my other granddaughter will not become queen. Like in my opinion, I think in my opinion, I think she is selfishly helping, but just in case that Team Allison wins, hey, remember that time I did not kill you? It's like that's how I feel. Oh, do you feel the same way? Do you feel the same way, or do you feel something different?
I think she's leaning more towards siding with Rhaenyra. It's like,
Mhm,
it's a way to subvert expectations. Like, because if you remember early on, like episode 2 or episode 3, back when Rhaenyra was still the childhood actresses, they were
mhm.
actually clashing. Rhaenys and Rhaenyra were actually hard clashing with each other. Now, towards the end of the season, she's actually siding with Rhaenyra. It's like, it's a way to subvert expectations for me. So
Mhm.
because yeah, I've watched the trailer for the final because I got so hyped with the final episode. I watched the trailer for
I
yeah,
couldn't wait.
yeah. So
Mhm,
see, it's well, it's spoiler-ish. So I
mhm.
think she's inclined to side with Rhaenyra because she goes back to obviously Dragonstone to tell Rhaenyra what happened. Then
Okay.
so I don't think she's gonna at that point. I don't think she's at the neutral territory anymore. She's with Rhaenyra
Ah,
by
okay.
then. And yeah, I also watched some another review. So there's some spoilers that I know. So obviously, some people are gonna die. Some people are gonna die in the final episode. I'm
I
not gonna say
guaranteed.
I'm not gonna say who, but it's there's some people's gonna die. There's some. He heavily implied that it's actually gonna happen. Like some
Oh
particular
shit.
people are gonna die,
Oh
and
shit.
it's gonna
Okay.
it's gonna be even worse. Then and it's we last podcast we thought that because I said the final episode is the Black Queen, right? I said the final
Mhm.
the name is the main episode is the Black Queen. I think it's just in preparation for what's to come in that episode because yeah,
Mm.
it's just gonna be a bit of a spoiler. Most likely it'll be true because in this episode we talked about it's about the Green Council, so it's about the
Yeah.
council members of Allison. So in this next episode, at the very least, there's gonna be an equivalent Black Council in the Dragonstone in order to counter
Oh.
the Green Council. So there's gonna be this
Okay.
thing called the Black Council, and that's why it's gonna be called the Black Queen. I think that's what they're implying, but that's
Okay.
what one of the reviewers said. So it's yeah, next episode is gonna be a lot of things are gonna happen for sure.
Oh man. So I'm wondering if like on, in terms of how in the original Game of Thrones, episode 9 was the big episode, right? I wonder if for this one they're making like episode 10 the big episode now. So yeah, it seems like the next one, like, it's gonna be huge. I think is gonna be some kind of war that's gonna happen between Alicent and Rhaenyra. The fact that what sucks is the fact that like Alicent is actually like, what about Rhaenyra? Like, she actually still cares. The fact that they actually officially made up, because remember I asked last podcast, I was like, do you guys think like Alicent and Rhaenyra are actually like okay now? And I think they actually were until now.
Yeah,
Until right, I think like even with the with Viserys whispering into Alicent saying that the king that was promised King Aegon, and he should be king. Like even when he said it, she was like, "What about Rhaenyra?" And then the dad was like, "Who gives a fuck, right? If
yeah,
the king said this, we're gonna go with that." And of course, you have one of the one of the councils that was inside the chamber was like, "No, I'm gonna leave." And then fucking Kristen Cole's like, "Bam! Sit your ass down," and he died. It sucked,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
That's another thing. Alex from Angry Joe, like he does not
Mhm,
like where Alicent is going because, like, I think in the books, Alicent is actually more smarter than what is implied here in the TV series. Like,
mhm,
he doesn't like that Alicent is like being incredibly stupid in the sense that she doesn't know that these things were going behind her back. Like Otto was actually
mhm,
plotting to instill Egon on the thrones. Like she should have known. Like she should have known. Like when she said what Viserys said to her that it was gonna cause this problem. So if she
mhm.
really wanted to side with Rhaenyra, she would have just kept her mouth shut. Like she could have
True,
easily
true.
just right. She could have easily said not say anything. Then Rhaenyra will transition without any problems. But instead, she says it and she causes all sorts of problems, and she doesn't even know. That's also one thing that
Mhm,
like she comes up as being undecisive here.
mhm,
Like she knows it's gonna 100%. It's gonna cause problems if she says what do you call this? Once she tells the council that he wanted Egon to be it, she should have
mhm,
known that it's gonna cause huge problems. But instead, anyway, she says it, and now we're in this mess.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I think of Rennis is totally on Team Renier.
Yeah.
I think totally is too strong of a word. I think she just got swept along. That's what I think. Like, okay, these two factions are telling me to take their side, so it's like it's not
Mhm,
her status isn't exactly gonna deprive her from totally running away or stepping aside from it. She's the character that she has to step in one way or another. She has to pick a side in one way or another. So in the end, she surprisingly chose Rhaenyra, despite all
yeah.
the events that happened. So it's a way to subvert expectations, especially all throughout the season where she was actually on odds against Rhaenyra, but in the end, anyway, she sides with Rhaenyra. That's how I
Mhm.
see it. Thinking possible
Man.
betrayal. She lost her
Yeah.
kids. That is, I don't want to spoil what happens in the next episode, but that is a possibility depending on how it goes about in the next episode.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Discuss defeat.
the feet.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I remember. Okay. You want to go first?
Yeah, as the first, is it what I think it is? Like she puts her legs with her socks on first. Like, okay,
Mhm.
tell me what you know. It's like they've been doing it for a long time already. Because like Alice was like,
Yeah.
she's just
Used
so
to it.
calm about it. She just doesn't
Yeah.
look Laris in the eyes. Like, okay, what do you know? Who's the snitch? Who are my spies? How do I stop them? Then yeah,
Yep.
takes off her socks. Then anyway, then Laris tells her who it is, how they. I don't know. It's like it's classic Game of Thrones quirks. Like you have these
Yeah.
characters who have this weird mental illness, I suppose, weird tastes. It's classic Game of Thrones. It's not surprising anymore, but it's kind of funny. It's already to the point that it's already funny for me because we've seen so many of it in Game of Thrones. Now we're seeing more of it here. So it's
Yeah.
like it's Game of Thrones being Game of Thrones. That's my
Yeah.
take.
What'd you think
The
about this,
handed.
Grae?
Yeah, I saw that too.
But yeah, so so when he's like, so where can I get more information? And she's like, I was like, what's she doing? And then she puts out her feet. I'm just like, oh, I see where this is going. Oh man, but yeah, for me, I thought, like for me, I always thought that do they have some kind of like sexual thing? Like is Laris like is he like secretly in love with her, sort of like I don't know, like Littlefinger, but I don't think that's the case. It's sort of like that would be like, oh, that would be too easy, right? So it's because they sort of have this thing. It's like, oh, let me know if you need me to do anything else, and it's like, okay, yes, that's fine. And you can tell like they have some kind of like, I'll give you more info if you give me something, and we finally find out what that something was in this episode, and I thought that was funny, and then it's sort of like, yeah, it's sort of like that classic Game of Thrones. They're like, sort of like when you see like Theon Greyjoy's like floppy wiener, you're like, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode for sure. I did see a little bit of it because I think it auto played on like YouTube or something like that. But yeah, I did hear Rainey said the Greens are coming for you. That's all I heard, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna stop there. So given the question is like, whose side do we think Rhaenys is on? Is it Team Rhaenyra? I think she's more Team Rhaenyra than she is Team Alicent. But that could be completely different. It could become subvert expectations or something like that. Maybe she betrays her. Who knows? But man, tomorrow's episode is gonna be crazy. I'm looking forward to it. But what's it called again? Man, I don't know how I feel about like Aegon though taking the throne. Like I really thought that it was gonna be Aemond because I know Aemond really wants it.
I
But
I think there's room that he will. 'Cause actually, oh yeah, I forgot. I was about to say. Yeah, I think in the books it was really Aegon at first. He even has a name. He's called Aegon the Terrible. So you know what's gonna happen based on that title. So it's probably gonna happen, but sexy royal seat. Yeah, it's I. Yeah, Aemon is gonna do some stuff based on what I've watched. Based on what the review, because like that reviewer's warning. Okay, this is gonna be super spoiler. So if you want to get out now. I'm done with the review. I'm gonna do some huge spoilers in the next episode. So yeah, Aemon's gonna do some stuff, and some people are gonna die. So that's what's gonna happen in the next episode. I'm not gonna say who in particular, but people are gonna die in the next episode.
Oh man, I'm excited, man. It's the thing is that like I say almost every podcast like this House of the Dragon really like revitalized my love for why I enjoy watching Game of Thrones. And I do not have that same endorphins that like opens up in my brain whenever I watch the Rings of Power. Like there's just this feel where when I'm watching Game of Thrones, it just feels like, damn, this show is so good. And when I'm watching Rings of Power, I'm just like, God, this show sucks. Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.